most sought after speakers globally is dear Komal ji. The way the world receives her, and everybody wants her to share her ideas, because her ideas are not just ideas but very thought-provoking. So I'm so honored once again, Komal ji. From the initiation, she's been so supportive to me and Anita all the time. So please come and share your thoughts here.
Very good morning to all of you. It's the second day, and I wanted to thank Rajkumar ji and Anita ji again for hosting a wonderful event and having me here. Put up the... So we've been talking about sustainable agriculture. Yeah.
Next, back or press hold.
Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you. There have been different talks earlier in this event on crop nutrition, on biologicals, and the sustainable word has been massively, rampantly used all around the world. Everyone's trying to drive towards a more sustainable world. Typically, when we look at sustainable farming, we're talking about regenerative farming. Either it's organic or natural farming, involving more crop rotations, intercropping, more efficient use of water. We just saw from the earlier presentation the extent of drip irrigation in India. Still a long ways to go in terms of India trying to conserve water and use it more efficiently. Also, the introduction of climate-resilient varieties or nutrient-rich varieties. All of these have been traditional approaches to making sustainable agriculture thrive or be the driving force. But when you really look at the challenges that lie ahead of us, they are significant. The global world population is anticipated to reach about 10 billion people by the year 2050, and it's estimated that the global food demand will grow by about 56%. If those are the estimates, it's even estimated that you need the size of 2 Indias to actually grow the food to support this growing population. But just besides population growth, when you look at the whole sustainability piece, there are various challenges that are right in front of us in terms of the practices that have led us to where we are today, right? When you look at soil health, you're looking at 40% of the soils that have already degraded in most parts of the world. When you're saying 40%, that's a pretty large portion, because you're saying that soil is seriously damaged, needs to be really worked on, and therefore you even have lesser land to actually grow better crops or safer crops. There's a lot of chemical imbalance that has been created due to the imbalanced fertilizer practice. There is increasing soil salinity in various parts of the world. Soil salinity is a serious threat in terms, not only just in terms of yield, but also in terms of nutrient uptake. And there is a significant loss of microbial activity. So that's soil health in one piece. The other big missing piece, not so visible to all of us, is the health of the water that feeds our crops, right? Several groundwater sources around the world have been contaminated with excessive levels of nitrates, sulfates, and phosphates, which have a serious threat on human health. When you talk about human health, more than 80% of the Indian population at least suffers from one micronutrient deficiency. So it's very clear that the food we are growing is actually not supporting the needs of our bodies to support a healthy lifestyle, right? And last but not the least, agriculture is a serious contributor to climate change. 19% of global greenhouse gas emissions come from agriculture. What's even more interesting to note is the nitrous oxide emissions. 75% of these come from agricultural practices, largely due to the use of nitrogen-based fertilizers. So while climate change has one of the most significant impacts on agriculture, agriculture as an industry in itself is a significant contributor to these greenhouse gas emissions. So in the face of climate change, we're also expecting the plants and the crops to withstand climate stress, and we're also expecting to reduce post-harvest losses and improve shelf life of the crops that we grow from a grower's perspective. So there is a host of challenges that we really need to address, and simple organic farming really does not address or improve any of these major challenges. So we also know food is less nutritious. The National Institute of Nutrition has reported that in the last 3 decades, there has been a serious drop in the content of the food that has been grown. This is not just an issue in India, it's a global issue. The same statistics are available for Europe, the United States, and different parts of the world. As per the National Institute of Nutrition, the country has a 27,000 crore GDP loss directly due to micronutrient deficiencies in the diet. Every year, 5,000 children below the age of 5 in India die due to a micronutrient deficiency. So these are alarming numbers, and this number will only continue to grow if we do not address a change in the way we farm. A risk of having long-term micronutrient deficiencies has been directly linked to the growth of non-communicable diseases. As we know, there has been a serious increase of non-communicable diseases, which were as low as about 38% in early 2000 and has gone up to about 66% in 2016. So there's a rampant growth, and unless we actually address this, there's no way to prevent that growth, and there's a growing economic burden of healthcare across the country. So is food fortification a measure to actually curb this? You know, their food has been externally being fortified around the world to address these micronutrient deficiencies. As per the Food Fortification Initiative, all 33 countries in LATAM have mandated food fortification in wheat with essential micronutrients. Yet, deficiencies of micronutrients persist in these areas. So it's not sufficient that you now end up fortifying this food externally and you're going to keep having a gap in trying to address the health deficit. Another major problem, not just in India, a major challenge, I will say, not in India alone, but in many parts of the world, whether it's California or whether it's Europe and in India, the groundwater nitrate levels have been rising continuously. And this comes in from the use of nitrogen-based fertilizers. Not only that, even animal manure contributes to this. So that's organic farming, the way it used to be done. And what you have is severely contaminated water in various parts of the world. Now, why is this a major concern? It's because the higher the nitrate concentration in drinking water, the potential of health risks multiply manyfold. So as low as 10 milligram per liter of nitrate increases the risk of preterm birth by 2.5 times. At 13 mg per liter, risks of bowel cancer and other cancers increase by about 52%. So this is a serious threat because this has been the global practice in terms of, fertilizing our crops, and we continue to accumulate this in around the country. 90% of the country depends on groundwater as a source of drinking water. This is a serious risk that we all are encouraging with the current practices. So if what we eat really matters, then what we feed our crops and soil matters most. So it's time, clearly, to think differently from a sustainability point of view in trying to grow food. Can we have better soil health and farm productivity? Not just productivity, but quality and safety along with productivity in the face of climate change. So can we really have it all together? So it's a time for change in practices. The Green Revolution focused simply on productivity. It was ignorant of the quality of the food produced or the environmental challenges and the health risks it brought along with it. Climate and Nutrition Smart Revolution actually targets productivity with quality and sustainability. And the adoption of balanced, high nutrient use efficiency fertilizers and biologicals will actually address this challenge. So this is what the traditional farmer practice looks like, and this is what a climate-smart fertilizer practice looks like. So the question is, are we really ready to experience the smart new? Because it involves a completely new way of thinking and an adoption at the farmer level. So thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant day.
Thanks, Komalji, for this thing. Um, See, as I said, when you have gone through the things, it's something, it's a thought provoking. A lot of thoughts come to you कि भाई और क्या कर सकते हैं करके. So my daughter was very keen to honor you. Beta, come. थोड़ा बीच में जाओ. Thank you.